the Jets have a lot of things to address in the offseason, but one of the more pressing needs that isn't really being talked about much is defensive tackle. Last season, teams could run all over the Jets pretty much every single game. I thought the Colts game was the biggest example on national television, and we were this 32nd ranked run defense. So there's a lot to improve, but defensive tackle, while everyone thought that was the best depth position on the team heading into last season, this season there are some problems with this position. There are a lot of free agents, specifically from our team, guys that probably won't be here. A main example is Foley Fadukasi, who is arguably McCagnon's best draft pick. Mad underrated at stopping the run. Put a little graphic right here. I mean, he was very, very good. And even at that, we rotated him about like 50% of the time. So he wasn't even playing every single down. Great draft pick. But the sad thing about that is that he said he's going to test the free agent market. So he will probably go to whoever offers him the highest contract. And I kind of doubt Joe Douglas will do that. Now, also in addition to that, Nathan Shepard, he's a free agent. Kyle Phillips, he's a restricted free agent. There are a lot of guys that will not be here, and Sheldon Rankins is probably going to get cut just because he was really bad at stopping the run last season. And the thing is, overall as a unit, the Jets really weren't that bad from the defensive front on stopping the run. Put this graphic right here. I mean, look at this. We're 6th in the NFL at win rate. So the problem really lied with the safeties and linebackers, which I'm going to address in another video. It's going to be the next one after this. But if we lose all of this defensive talent, that number will drastically drop. So defensive tackle needs to be addressed in free agency or the draft. Put it like that, it's a position being overlooked by a lot of fans, but it will be a pressing need because we cannot have the 32nd ranked run defense again. It just cannot happen. Saleh was brought here to be a defensive mastermind, and they will look to improve. I can guarantee you that. Now, I have one free agent that I think is the biggest target and a guy that the Jets will sign for many reasons. And that player's name is DJ Jones from the San Francisco 49ers. This guy's been massively underrated. I live in San Francisco. I talk to my friends about him all the time because he is a key contributor on that 49ers defense. He's actually the best at stopping the run. If you look at win rates in the graphic like I showed earlier, he was the best, with I believe it was a 48% win rate. So he comes in at a major position of need, defensive tackle, and he stops the run very well. As a pass rusher, I think he's okay. He's never really been the huge sack guy, but then again, his job is mainly to stuff the run. He could still get better too. He's a young player. And if he has more complementary talent, you never know. Obviously, the Niners have a great defensive line room, but maybe something could unlock his pass rushing potential in New York. But I think he's a highly realistic player that the Jets will go grab because Robert Saleh coached him in San Francisco for many years. He was a draft pick by them in 2017, I believe, so he probably was the one that eyed out DJ Jones as a player that he wanted for the defense there. So from that perspective, it really makes me seem like, hey, Robert Saleh is going to want DJ Jones to come here, and we need him, so it works out. Now, the financials will be something that I honestly don't know if I'm going to give a projection right now. I think DJ Jones could easily make anywhere from $8 to $10 million a year. A team would really overpay with $10 million a year, in my opinion, but would it be worth it if you wanted that much money? I'm going to have to say no, as much as I like him, just because we like to rotate a lot of guys, but if we're willing to play him for like 80 or 70% of snaps, I think we should definitely get him at around $8 million a year. Put some incentives on it, maybe 3 to 4 years, something like that, because Sheldon Rankins, it didn't work out, and he never played in Saleh's system before. At least Saleh has a lot of familiarity with DJ Jones. I think he could very easily be incorporated into this Jets defense and have a nice key, and be a nice contributor. I don't know where I was going with that, but I think he is the main position, or he's the main player that the New York Jets could get in free agency, and I think he would satisfy that need at defensive tackle because it is a need. We have like 4 free agents impending, and Foley Fadukasi, I just don't think he's going to come back. He said he's going to test the market. You know, he's been a great player for us, but he's getting rotated a lot. I expect him to just want the starter spot, get the most reps that he can, secure the bag. Joe Douglas, he wasn't drafted by Joe Douglas, so I don't think he necessarily feels inclined to go pay and keep him in-house. I honestly don't think so. But there are a lot of routes that we can go. It doesn't have to be just DJ Jones or anything. It can obviously be someone in the draft, and the Senior Bowl just happened today. Literally, finished maybe 10 minutes ago as I'm recording this. There were some guys that showed up, especially that guy from Oklahoma. We have a lot of draft picks. The point is, defensive tackle needs to be addressed because although they actually did a pretty solid job at stopping the run last season, a lot of them are going to go. Nathan Shepard won't be here. Foley Fatukasi probably won't be here. We don't know about Kyle Phillips. Sheldon Rankins could get cut. That's potentially 4 bodies down, and I do hear that a lot of people want John Franklin Myers moved inside, so that could be something that could happen, but I think it's a little bit too risky to just bank on it working. We have to have some protection plans and make sure that this unit is not as bad as it was last season as a whole. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Defensive tackle, it's a position of need for sure, and it's being overlooked because this team has a lot of needs. Don't get me wrong, but we cannot have arguably the worst defense in the NFL again. It just cannot happen for a guy that is a defensive-minded coach who has been notoriously known for bringing top 5, top 10 defenses to wherever he's gone. Seattle, San Francisco. It can't happen. It has to get better, and we have the draft assets and we have the money to go spend in free agency. So let's upgrade this room and let's play some good old complimentary Jets defensive football. Let me know what you guys think. If you have any other free agents, talk about them right now, but this is just mainly a DJ Jones video, little player profile, but also just saying, hey, we got to address defensive tackle. You as fans might want to start doing some research just for your own sake, and don't be surprised if Joe Douglas selects a defensive tackle with a higher draft pick, maybe the second rounder, maybe the later second rounder, or in free agency, and he allocates some money towards that side of the football. So let me know what you think, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.